And the
Welcome to
doctor
the Summon of the
said I
Screen
need
Squad.
a
Like always, I'm Vinny.
Huh? Oh, Ozzy.
And
And on this episode, we're talking about 2004's Hellboy, the
So we're
movie
talking
that
about-
proves Ron Perlman doesn't need makeup.
I thought we were talking about that ointment I gotta wear. But okay. Gee, thanks for changing the subject on me. Bunch of fucking dicks.
What?
I don't get it.
You know you have to wait 10 seconds before you curse, right?
It's been 10 seconds.
No, it has not been 10 seconds.
I checked.
So 10, you have to wait at least 10 seconds before you drop any F-bombs.
He doesn't know what 10 seconds is. He knows what 5 seconds
I know.
is.
We can barely tell time.
I'm done.
And scene.
Yeah.
So in 2004, Guillermo del
Muscles in my
Toro
neck
created this masterpiece of a movie called Hellboy,
I thought talking about past levels.
starring 80-year-old Ron Perlman as Hellboy. I'm pretty sure that's how old he was when he made this movie. I'm pretty sure.
He's in great shape for 80.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think that
More
was
suit.
actually his body, but okay. But yeah, no, you get, like, the thing about this movie is you get great makeup. You get good special effects for 2004. Right? You get a good story. You get a good adaptation of the Hellboy comic. The only thing is that it's not really it's PG-13. That's the problem. That's the only problem it has. It's PG-13, that it needed to be a little bit more on the lines of like
David Harbour?
like Blade.
Which one?
2.
The first Blade. No, because the Blade 2, those special effects, some else.
That movie, the part 2 is the better one. Yeah,
I like
it's debatable.
I like
part
debate. That's debatable. The part 2 is the better one, yes, because it's Guillermo del Toro, but it sets up the universe. Okay, we're not talking about Blade. We're talking about Hellboy.
Show some respect. His name is Memo.
Okay, but he it's like, this is the thing about it. If you notice, like sci-fi movies, comic book movies,
His Memito.
if you when they include Nazis and like Hitler and, are you done?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right. When like usually like sci-fi movies, the best ones the best ones include. Cool. You handle it. You explain what about this movie then. Yeah, all of a sudden. Why you blaming Edgar? You're the one that keep talking over me.
So Hellboy, we'll talk about Hellboy this time. We've got Ron Perlman as
Let's see how long you keep this.
It's an anniversary too, right?
Yeah, this is another one. 2000. This one's 2004, right? So this one's going to 20
25.
years. 25? We're in 2024. If it came out 2004, that's 20.
Oh, that's right, 20 years. 84? When did it come out? 2004? Oh yeah,
2004.
Oh.
2004
today.
No, but see, what I was gonna say is that a lot of sci-fi movies or any good action adventure movies, if you've noticed, the best ones have to do with somebody against the Nazis. Indiana Jones, the you know,
Nazis,
the Raiders, right? Raiders, Nazis, right? Hellboy, Nazis, right? Rocketeer, Nazis.
Action comedies, Schindler's List, Nazis. Inglourious Basterds,
right?
Nazis.
But no, yeah. This movie does take, like, it does start off in World War II. You get a little bit of the backstory about Hellboy and how they find Hellboy, right? How they find him, and how he goes off to be raised by Professor Broom.
And he was a baby at the time.
Unst.
Unst, yes, very unst. He was a baby when he was found. He has horns in which he had to file down later.
All right, cool. But yeah, it's like when you get introduced later to like the adult Hellboy in the movie, like, again, the beginning of the movie sets you up for what's gonna, like, the villain, and sets you up for the the introduction of Hellboy and Professor Broom, and an old Professor Broom played by John Hurt. Great, a great portrayal of Professor Broom. But I think the movie is stolen by the fact that Ron Perlman in this suit, you still see Ron Perlman's face, but it's like it's Hellboy.
Story of his career.
He embodies the Hellboy character, and I think the makeup itself, right? I think the makeup itself is great. I think what they did is great, right? Overall, everything that the story, you get things that I like in a lot of movies. You get monster makeup, you get monsters, you get different kinds of monsters. You get Hellboy, you get Abe Sapien, you get Samael, you get the behemoth at the end, and then you get a superpower Liz, right? You get the whole, and then you get the romance between Hellboy and Liz. I really do enjoy this movie, and then you also get Jeffrey Tambor in this movie as well. Right? You get Jeffrey Tambor. Doesn't need any makeup. He just plays Jeffrey Tambor. But
yeah,
he wasn't wearing makeup. Oh wow.
Nope, not in this one.
No, he just looks tired.
So do I.
But no, I feel
like I had kids. Look at me. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
But you get a lot of like, it's again, I think it's sticking close to the designs of the comic book, and I think Guillermo del Toro did a really good job with this one, because with the amount of money they had to make it was, I think, a $66 million budget. Man, to have this many like animatronic monsters, and to have a lot of practical stuff. This is a good blend between practical and CGI.
Yeah.
Right. Again, it's CGI for 2004. It's not the greatest, but I still enjoy it. There is a likability in regards to what it has. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
It's
better than the remake.
Well, the remake is different. See, with David Harbour, it's a different movie. I don't mind the remake either. The reboot. I like the reboot. It's different. It's different. You get a different vibe from Guillermo del Toro's to the reboot of Hellboy.
But you still get that bit of humor. The problem is that David Harbour one is humor first before anything
horror
dramatic.
First. But but again, like I said, I like the movies that have all these creatures in it. That's my thing. It's the movies have to have, and then the Hellboy, especially look, the sequel to Hellboy, the Golden Army, has a lot more creatures, right? Sucks that we don't get the trilogy with Hellboy, and at this point, it's never going to happen. But I think especially what they did with this one, having Hellboy against Rasputin. What?
I said Perlman is still doing movies. It could happen.
Yeah, he's still doing movies, but I don't think he would. I mean, I'm sure if they threw down like, hey, let's make Hellboy 3.
I think the makeup would be too heavy for him, because you can only put so much makeup on so he stops looking like a Neanderthal. That it's just it's just weighing too much on his body. He's getting old.
Yeah, see, look, but I think you have a lot of good story in this movie. You have Hellboy versus Rasputin, right? The whole point where Rasputin is just trying to unlock the fact that Hellboy is the son of the devil, and he's the one that's supposed to bring upon the end of days, right? All that stuff.
Yeah, with the
you have that, and then you have the whole thing where Hellboy loses his, adopted father, right? The guy who adopts him and raises him as his own son.
Because his father gave him a choice.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, that's a line in the movie. But look, if we go and we look at the special effects, again, I'm telling you, like, you get introduced. Ron Perlman, look, as Hellboy. This thing, like,
barely anything on him.
It looks like the Hellboy in the comic book. I think overall they do a really good job, and I think the chemistry.
Del Toro was a big fan of the comic books.
Yeah,
he's also great when it comes to the special
effects. It shows because there's a care that goes into making this movie, and you can see that a lot of the stuff is gone. It's not just made to be made, right? Because no one knew Hellboy. No one knew about Hellboy, the comic book. No one really cared. That wasn't one of the biggest comic books ever, or like in popular culture. What put it into the popular culture was the movie. The movie made the comic book a lot more popular.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice hearing about a comic book that wasn't, your Supermans, your Batmans, wasn't your Iron Man, your Spider-Man. It was
Like
something
Blade?
different. It was kind of cool. Yeah, like Blade was cool because not many people were into Blade. But then Blade came out, and then you're like, oh man, it's Blade. He's a
Wesley Snipes also is the thing that made Blade so amazing.
He wanted to do Black Panther instead, but they compromised in the end Blade.
And then you also get the cast. The thing is that the cast is so strong in Hellboy.
Even Selma Blair, she doesn't do too much in the movie, but her character just, you feel her presence in it when
this shows that this movie shows the two parts of Hellboy, right? You have his father, what his father showed him, but it also has the whole romance thing between him and Liz. But then he also has the best friend connection with Abe Sapien, who was played by Doug Jones, but voiced by David Hyde Pierce.
Yeah.
Right.
But Pierce didn't want to take credit. There's no credit of him.
Well, no, yeah, but you could tell the voice, right? It's David Hyde Pierce. I mean, during this time, it was like right after like Frasier, right after Frasier and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I think the stuff that Doug Jones brings to that character too is like Doug Jones and Guillermo del Toro did so much, right? From Pan's Labyrinth, Hellboy to like I think he's in almost all those movies, but I think the relationship or the chemistry between all of them, I think is really what really works in the movie.
Doug Jones out of makeup looks creepy too. He looks bugged out.
Yeah, but not as much as Ron Perlman. Yeah, right. Having a stroke.
No, sorry, a little bit. It's not a heart attack. It's fine.
Stroke of genius.
But yeah. But overall, I think this is one of those movies that is, I think, is a definite watcher. Like, you should watch Hellboy. And a lot of people, the first one is kind of, it's just a little bit slower, but it works.
It's a great setup movie for everything that they're gonna do later, or even throughout the movie.
Franchise.
Yeah.
Come
on, we need number 3.
I mean, if it ever gets made, it'd be awesome. I want to know where the story ends with this Hellboy, this iteration of Hellboy.
I want to see his kids.
Yeah.
Like, you're pregnant? What?
Yeah, but I do like where this goes. I do like, there is loss that Hellboy has to endure in this movie. There's loss. There's loss, and then there's gain by the end of it, right? And then it's just overall a well-written adaptation of Hellboy, and well directed. And this is I think what Guillermo del Toro, before this one, what had, like big movie wise, what had he done before Hellboy? Was it Blade 2, right? So that's the movie that
he killed off.
Like, I know he did Mimic. I remember Mimic, right? That's the Mira Sorvino movie. But then after that, I think he went off and he did his own movie, that Devil's Backbone. Then it was Blade 2, right? And Blade 2 showed that he can create an action movie, right? Because that movie is action heavy, Blade 2, and creature heavy. Another one with a lot of vampires, a lot of monsters. CG heavy, right? He was able to handle that. I mean, it's Blade 2 still will go down in infamy, but having the worst CGI I've ever seen in a movie.
Still better than Web.
That's true. Still better than the Flash. Still better than the Flash. But yeah, I think if you haven't seen Hellboy, this is definitely one of those movies that you should check out.
My balls itch.
Jesus. I think it's definitely one of those movies you should check out. The directing and Ron Perlman alone, carrying a lot of this movie. is what makes it a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it shows Ron Perlman can carry a movie. It shows that you don't need these major names. I don't know. You don't need these major names going out there to be these characters, and it can still work.
Yeah.
A good movie, a good story,
like Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need Dwayne Johnson, though. I mean,
well, that's what you had mentioned, that he was one of the choices to be Hellboy, right?
Yeah, but that was like Thin Johnson, not Run of Time.
Oh no, 2004. That was around the time.
He was way leaner than he is now. Now,
let's see.
They just put a coat of paint on him.
Also, what's his name? Vin Diesel. The studios wanted Vin Diesel.
Yeah, but
did you see Knock Around, guys?
No, see, in 2004, that's when he was in Walking Tall.
500.
He wasn't super lean. He wasn't super lean in Walking Tall. He wasn't the Dwayne Johnson wasn't the beast he is now, but he wasn't what is that? The Tooth Fairy Dwayne Johnson, like lean, thin, skinny with Dwayne Johnson.
I think the leanest Dwayne Johnson was Southland Tales?
The Game Plan? No, the Game Plan or
Southland Tales.
No. Look it up.
Or was it Doom?
No. Oh my God! Really? You think that? Okay, hold on.
You think that of me? No. I do the knocking. What? Yeah.
Remember, he did the. I think it was the Game Plan.
The Game Plan. He was super thin, like lean.
That's the thinnest he's been in the Game Plan. That's when he had hair, and he was like super thin.
Really showed off that he's really into Elvis.
Yeah, that was the Skinny Rock. Yeah. But still, it's like I don't think I could see the Rock as Hellboy.
I mean, now maybe, but even
then, makeup.
No, even then, I don't think I could. After Ron Perlman played him, like even David Harbour, I don't see him as Hellboy. I don't mind that Hellboy, but it really is Ron Perlman. When I see Hellboy, I see Ron Perlman.
It's funny. I was like, when I watched the David Harbour one, and then I watched that Santa movie he did. Feels like the same guy.
Yeah,
it is. It's the same actor.
And the sheriff from Stranger Things, same guy.
You know what? I don't like that show.
And
it's all right.
Yeah, season 2 was better for me than the other ones, and I was like,
for someone who says I don't like that show, you're talking about season 7. I'm not. I'm not a fan. What? That means you sat through 7 seasons of something.
But it brought me back to Metallica.
Yeah.
Damn straight.
Zippy.
But no, if you haven't checked out Hellboy with Ron Perlman, not Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, you should. It's a good movie. Check it out. It's on streaming platforms everywhere you can watch it. I think
Hulu. It's on Hulu.
Netflix or something. Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
Yeah, you can definitely see it. They play it a lot on like FX and TBS or whatever. Sometimes on occasion they play it a lot.
On Hulu.
Once they play it once, they play it all the time.
It's on Tubi.
Yeah.
Tubi.
You can catch it on MySpace. On that note, this has been Vinny.
This is Ozzy.
And
so
we'll
now
see you guys next time.
We're on Crackled.